Without wasting much time, let's get started with Web Studio. So today we'll discuss about Web Studio and its components, what all things are there, and how we can use it. So our agenda for today is first we'll discuss about cloud pages, landing pages, code resources, interactive emails. Though it is a topic of email studio, but still we'll cover how cloud pages interactive emails can help you in building the interactive email in email studio better. And we'll in the end we will have one short demo of how we can connect our landing pages with our VS Code for better accessibility of your code and all. Okay, so let's get started with cloud pages. So basically, cloud pages are functions, of Marketing Cloud, which allows you to host a website within Marketing Cloud with which can refer the content which is present in your Marketing Cloud instance. That can be there in your contact builder, that can be your audience or something like that. So it can access the content with which is present in a Marketing Cloud and can host it in Marketing Cloud. And cloud pages are often used to create your preference center pages and unsubscribe pages wherever you're not able to where you want to have some add-on requirements in the preference center page, apart from your brandings or in terms of functionality it offers within Marketing Cloud. And you can use cloud pages to create, publish target Marketing Cloud content for different multiple channels, you can say. So basically, cloud pages supports publishing the content on mainly 3 channels, that is landing page, mobile push pages, and microsites. So we'll see what exactly these are and how we can use them. So what that means is that you can collect your customer data and create your personalized content for landing pages, microsites, and mobile apps, right? And basically from here, you will be able to create and manage your web connect and publish it across various apps like website or your mobile apps, right? So that's an overview of what cloud pages are and how it is used. And now we have landing pages. So landing pages is nothing but web pages that can view from a browser or a link uh, that is present in your website or your email. So in case if you're not able to give the detailed information in your email, you want to give some additional information about your product, about your industry, company, or something like that, then you can surely provide some links in the emails that will help the users to get redirected on a particular page, and there you can they can have a detailed information in a page for better engagement. And landing page can be good for providing your subscribers with more information in that case. So you can use landing pages for referential information also, or for transactional purposes as well, right? And in that case, how you're going to use it, it can be in increasing email opt-ins and capturing audience preferences, or offer a giveaway or free trials. There can be different marketing strategies that you can come up with, and you can build your landing pages in that direction. So while creating your content for your landing pages, you can either choose the classic editor mode, or you can choose the content builder editor mode as well. So classic editor will be your where you can write your code and that kind of things. And if you choose the content builder editor, it will give you a layout which will give the structure to your landing page, and there you can drag and drop the things of content builder, different content types, and then you can build your landing page in that, and that will not require much of the coding side as well. By using the content builder editor, it will be easy for you to choose amongst the layout as well. There will be different type of layouts available. If you want to customize it, you can do it. And when you're done with your editing on the landing pages, it's important that you can preview and check how your landing page looks like on your desktop or in your mobile apps. So that functionality also is available in Marketing Cloud. So basically, one of the important thing that landing pages have is that they consumes super messages. So even when you are doing any dev testing or you are refreshing your landing page, you will consume super messages. So this is very important to keep in mind while creating the cloud landing pages. If you are not aware about super messages, it's just that, uh, think of it as a currency that you use to utilize some of the features in Marketing Cloud, like sending emails or SMS or something like that. And whatever features, whatever functionalities you're utilizing, they're not free of cost. It's, have a cost associated with it, and you get a fixed set of super messages every year by Marketing Cloud, and that will be consumed in sending emails or SMSs or landing pages and these things. So you should be, your strategy should be very precise, so that you do not consume a lot of landing pages. And if there are, files like a JavaScript file or JSON file or something like that, which is not giving you such any output, is just used to refer in any other content, then I think it is better that you use code resources, which we'll discuss in our next slide. It is better to use code resources than landing pages, because as such, they are not giving any output that you want to see on a page or something like that. So that's where you use landing pages, then that's the other side of code resources. So if you want to understand code resources, basically this is the solution for hosting JavaScript, CSS, JSON, RSS text files in Marketing Cloud. And Marketing Cloud gives you these sort of file structures inbuilt. There you can host these files. So you must be thinking why we need code resources when we can have the code added in landing pages, or you can say content builder. When then we can, content blocks also we can refer in the landing pages and the so why exactly we need these code resources? So there can be situations, where you need the URLs of the files, which you want to host in your API calls, or which you want to use in some other processes. So that's where that's the important part, because at that time you will need the URLs, and content blocks, and blocks will not be able to give you those URLs. So I think at that time we need this code resource with the URLs, and definitely we'll have to publish the code resource as we do in the landing pages, to use it in our API calls or wherever we want. And unlike cloud pages, these resources have no HTML structures happened automatically by Marketing Cloud. So it allows you to have complete control, over whatever it is, on whatever it is returning, returned by the cloud code resource page. Okay, and a final thing, we just discussed that there is no cost associated with this. So it is very important, wherever you are not having any kind of layout or structure that you want to see out of your code, can be JavaScript or CSS or something, and you just want to have that file stored in Marketing Cloud and use it in some other API calls or something like that, then I think code resources are the best thing, because there will be no cost associated, and you don't have you can easily access it in your calls, and there will be URLs. You can use that. So that's why we need code resources, and they can be useful for us. Now we have interactive emails. So interactive emails, basically these are the part of Email Studio, but interactive emails. Let's just understand what exactly are these interactive emails. So this allows you, to get the subscribers submit the form, or the review form, or anything within their inbox. So you don't need to have the subscribers move to a different page. You don't need to give them a link or something like that on which they click, then they go on the feedback form, or giving their additional detail form or something like that, and then they submit it. It's already present in the email. They will fill the whatever fields you have asked for, review or details or something like that, and then they will submit the form, and it will be done via email itself. So you don't need any additional page, or that kind of build structure, and it is very interactive with the user, so it will definitely increase customer engagement. right? So this allows you to review the subscribers' information like profile data, product reviews, and sales leads, or more directly from enabling forms in an email, right? So that kind of structure is present in interactive emails, and this is really helpful for you to get increase your customer engagement. So this can be built in Email Studio, but how Cloud Pages gives a solution here is that if you want to redirect after filling the form, once the subscriber fills the form, if you want them to redirect to a certain page, uh, you can build that page in your Web Studio Cloud Pages, and then you can have that form that page attached in your Email Studio, where they can be redirected. If there is any kind of error, they can see that. If there is any kind of field that they have missed to fill in, they can see it on the redirecting page. So that's where the Cloud Pages plays a role a little bit in interactive email. But yes, it's purely the functionality which can be built in your Email Studio, right? So this is what we have in Email Studio. Let's move interactive emails. Let's move on to demo. I hope you're able to see my emails marketing cloud instance. So what we're gonna do is it visible, guys? Kathy, can you confirm?
Say?
I was just asking my marketing cloud
Yes,
instance is
it's
visible.
visible.
Okay. So today what we're going to do is we will be discussing about how we can connect our cloud pages, landing pages with our Visual Studio Code, and why exactly we need that. So first, let's discuss why we need that VS Code connection with our marketing cloud landing pages, because when you build a lot of heavy functionality on landing page, there are a lot of API calls happening, or there is a lot of changes happening in your landing page. What will happen is, for a small change, what you do in landing page, it will be taking 2 to 3 minutes to get it saved, and then it will be published. So sometimes it's very hectic for you to troubleshoot the issues, because there is a possibility that you're building a landing page and you are figuring out any kind of error that you opened, and there is an error. So you go in the landing page, change the error, and you save and publish it again. At that time, there is a possibility that the changes that you made to fix that error are not saved, but still that error sustains, and you will be like, your debug and your process to close that error didn't work. But that's not the case. There is a possibility that it could have worked after 2 3 minutes, right? So that delay is sometimes frustrating, and every time you make a small change, you need to go save and publish that landing page again. So that's where we need this cloud page connection with our VS Code. So how we can do it, we will understand that. So whenever we want to create a landing page, we need to create a collection first. So here you can see in our Web Studio. In our Web Studio, you can see the cloud pages part. You just need to click there, and you'll see the collections here. Create a collection, right? I'll just create a normal collection here, and in this collection I can build different functionalities whatever I want. I can take a landing page, code resource, microsite, mobile push, or interactive email pages. So if I go with landing pages, and let's say demo, so I'm going to build a normal HTML form in our landing page, which will be connected with our VS Code. So Uh, so we have covered what exactly this problem is, what we are facing right now in terms of saving and scheduling the pages again and again. But how we're gonna do it? We will be using a different tool right now, that is Dropbox. So Dropbox files are needed right now. So what you need to do is, it's easily available. You just need to type. I have a account already, so I can do it. So what you need to do is, you just need to go and type Dropbox login. You can create an account, and once you create your account on Dropbox, it will ask you to access files and folders in your desktop. Okay. So you can have all your files, whichever you want to use in Marketing Cloud, in a specific folder. And once that folder is accessible by Dropbox, you can see all the files here also. Okay. And whenever so these are the files right now which are connected to my Dropbox instance. And all these files, whatever changes you make on the VS Code, right? All these files will be automatically updated here as well, right? So your Dropbox is, real time. It will be getting the data, whatever changes you are making in your VS Code files or any file which is present in that particular folder. Okay, so if you delete anything from here, it will be reflected here. If I go ahead and delete any file from Dropbox instant, it will be deleted in my local folder as well. And if I make some changes here, if I add any file, it will also reflect me here as well. So that's pretty useful. So how we're gonna use Dropbox file is that, so I have created one form, this form. We will get the functionality also, but let me first show you the function, how we can connect it with our cloud page. So once you have the Dropbox file in the folder accessible in your Dropbox instance, what you need to do is you need to go in front of your file name, that's demo form HTML, and copy the link of this file. Okay. So once you have the link, we will be using a simple AMP script function that is treat as content. So this will do nothing but the link present in the treated. This will basically treat the link as content which is present in the the link area that we will be writing right now. So I think it's not the correct function. HTTP get. Right. So I need to just copy the link, and I'm here using a AMP script function. And don't forget to change this www dot with DL, because this is how this link will be downloading this file automatically. Otherwise, it will redirect you to the page where it will ask you to download the file, and it will not show you the output of this file, right? So I'll just save it and post it, publish it. So publishing is very important wherever you are making any change. So you can see it is rendering my output of this VS Code file where I haven't written anything in Cloud Page. I've just written a simple AMP script function that was treat as content, and I have provided the link of her Dropbox file, right? So that file's link is present. And what I need to just do is I have this cloud page, and I can see the desktop output, how it's gonna look like, and I will publish it. So once I publish it, it will automatically be visible on my the clickable link. Now if I change anything, let's say if I updated this first name with the first, let's say I just updated it. So I don't need to go back in the cloud page, save the changes, publish the changes. What I just need to do is I just need to refresh the page. So the changes will be reflected on my link, right? So it's very easy. It's very handy, because also VS Code gives you a better layout in terms of writing the code and understanding it and debugging it. So it's very easy for you to connect the VS Code with the Marketing Cloud landing pages. And once you're done with that, it's pretty easy for you to build anything there. Okay. So we have this form ready, and we can go ahead and use this wherever we want, either in your emails, either in your you can, if you want to share it with your websites or something like that, you can do that. So we'll just understand what exactly what we are trying to do here with our code is. This is a simple HTML which is holding three fields: first name, last name, and email address, and a submit button. And what I'm going to do with these fields, once the user enter all these fields and click on submit, I'll use the request parameter function, and I'll get all the details, that is email, first name, last name. And once I have these details, I'll use a simple AMP script function upsert which is going to update my data extension which is present in my Marketing Cloud. It will update the data extension with the details I have like received. That can be email, first name, last name. So in this function, first you need to give the name of data extension in which you want to enter the details, number of conditions you want to fix. So there is only one condition that I have right now. And in this right now, what we so next is you just need to give the attribute value or attribute name where you want to insert the data. So my data extension, if you see, I have created one data extension. This is demo HTML1, right? And in this I'm holding three fields: email, last name, and first name. So I'm writing just the name of attributes which are present in my data extension: email, first name, and last name. And in front of them, I am providing the values of the variables which are holding the values of my customer details. That is email, first name, last name, which I received from my HTML. Okay, so once I submit the form, this absurd function will have the details and insert all these details in my data extension. Okay, so let's try and do that. So if I enter all the details, Bhupen Singh and an email address, I submit it, right? And if I go in my data extension, I can see there is one record entered, right? Yeah, so I have my record present in my data extension now. So this is a simple thing. The main focus here is how we can connect our Visual Studio Code with our Marketing Cloud instance. So that's the important case right now is. So if you can do that, so again, one more thing. Whenever you refresh this, whenever you are trying to build a page, you will try to refresh and create or debug kind of things. So that will consume your super messages. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing it, and keep a check that you know how many super messages you have consumed. And if you need any more super messages, you may connect with your Salesforce account executives, and then you can have that in your instance. So yes, I think that is what we have in Web Studio, and now we can move on to questions if we have any.
For such an insightful session, we do have questions. Okay. So, where will the cloud-based data be stored in SFMC?
You're not audible, Khyati.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first question goes, where will the cloud-based data be stored in SFMC?
So cloud-based data, as in you're talking about the fields that I just showed. If you were looking at that, I think I just mentioned that using the absurd function, we can, store that data in your, data extensions. And yeah, data extensions are basically the way you can store the customer details in Marketing Cloud or the list if you want to use them.
Okay. So the next question is, can you explain about the use of microsite?
Yes. So microsites are basically similar to landing pages, but when you have a lot of connected landing pages, if I give an example, you can say that uh, you can create basically a microsite that contains a lead generation form and an opt-in subscriber form that can be connected. So the connected sites can be fit in Marketing Cloud microsites that if you want to have different landing pages which are interconnected, that's where you go ahead and use microsites that are similar to landing pages only. So to redirect to, maybe one more example can be to redirect your subscribers to more information about any product or any event kind of thing. So that is interrelated.
Can you explain super message with some example?
Yeah, so as I did it in my presentation, so it's basically the currency that you use while you are utilizing the functionalities of Marketing Cloud. Either it is sending emails, sending SMSs, using landing pages, and these things. So it's, think of it as a currency that you use. So whenever you send an email messages, or you build a cloud landing page, and you publish it and all, so that will consume some sort of super messages, and it depends on your country where you are using it, it has some code associated with it, and that's how the number of super messages count will increase or decrease depending on the country codes. So that's the super messages related to, if you think of it as a currency, that will be better. And yeah, I think it's important for us to keep a check about super messages whenever you are, you think, and a strategy also will help you. So you should not be using landing pages and these things for your testing purposes, because that might consume a lot of super messages, and in the end of the year you will be like, you're not having enough super messages for your connections to go ahead, and you might need some add-on super messages to be enabled in your uh, for your instance.
Okay, thank you. The next question is Web Studio only about cloud pages and leveraging them to collect and publish data?
Um, yes, mainly if you have some other features enabled in your web studio, that can be maybe some interaction studio kind of things. But yeah, mainly it is about the cloud pages, what you can have in, whatever content you are having in your marketing cloud instance, you can go ahead and, uh, you know, publish it in your across the different websites, different platforms.
Debug cloud pages?
Debugging cloud pages, it depends on what you are using right now, or what code you have used on cloud page. If it is JSON and these kind of things, it'll go as I showed you on VS Code. While using VS Code, you can have different debug logs or console logs that may help you to understand better where is the issue. But if you are using AMP script on cloud page, it is quite tough, to debug AMP script. In that sense, you will have to every time use write functions and all those things. But yeah, it is quite tough to debug AMP script. But it is always the same way if you are using, SSJS and these things. It is quite easy for you to debug it on cloud pages.
Okay. What is the basic difference between landing and cloud pages?
So cloud pages is a a bunch. You can see it is a tree where having all the branches like landing page, microsites, and it holds all these things, interactive emails, and microsites, and these things. So code resources. So all these branches are there in under one tree that you can call as a cloud page.
Okay, so we'll be taking few more questions. Will installing Dropbox and logging in Dropbox automatically connect my VS Code to Marketing Cloud?
Yes. So Dropbox will, access all the files. So it depends on your function, it depends on what access you have given to your Dropbox of what folder. So if your folder contains all the VS Code files, right, it will be reflected in your VS Code, and it will automatically pick up all the files. It will not be, like if I updated something in my local folder, it will not be updated in the Dropbox instance. So it will be like, two-way and real time. So that can be useful.
Okay. It's stored in Dropbox embedded in the cloud page as an iframe.
Sorry, what was that? Come again?
It's stored in Dropbox embedded in
Uh-huh.
the cloud page as an iframe.
No, that's a little different. It's not exactly iframe. Iframe is if you go ahead and have small sort of functionality in the inbuilt landing page, but it is not that. It is entirely a new page that you are using.
The last we'll be taking is there any limitations in web studios?
Limitations, there can be, but it's depends, how you use it. And basically, if I go ahead and tell you, you can build a lot of landing pages. You can build your whole structure of your website on landing pages. It's not like that, because landing pages are, must be used landing pages. And entirely, if I talk about the branch of cloud pages, I think it should be used for, mm, interactive purposes, maybe for creating your preference centers or creating some kind of forms or creating some kind of other pages which might be useful for your customers' engagements. But if you want to build your entire website structure, I think it may not be the good idea for you because it will consume a lot of super messages. It will consume. It may not be that helpful because it only supports basic server-side JavaScript. So that might not be useful for you in a longer term. For that, we can have different, products of Salesforce that can be Interaction Studio, that can be Commerce Cloud, or these things.
So much, Bhupendra, for such an insightful session at the end, and thank you for clearing all the doubts.
Yeah,
Uh,
a last question I can see in chat. I haven't gone in chat
oh, sorry.
much above, but do keep me posted on LinkedIn, guys. If you have any questions, I can answer. I'll be more than happy to answer. I can see one last question. How can we check how my super messages have been consumed? So, Narendra, you can check it by, connecting with your account AEs, if you can do that. And if, there are not much super messages available, you can ask, to have a new bunch of super messages depending on your connections left or consumption you think is going to be. So you can do that, but yeah, it's gonna cost you again.
Thank you again, Bhupendra.